So my wife and I just got off the Celebrity Eclipse, and we did a post-cruise, while we were on the last day, discussion of what we thought about the cruise. Now, this is not our normal formal review of this ship and of this itinerary. That will be coming later, but I wanted to show you our impressions of what we thought about this ship. We captured it on video, and I wanted to bring it to you because it really kind of gives you some nice insights about what the Celebrity Eclipse is and what Celebrity does with their Solstice class ships. Stay tuned.
This is a theme. This is a theme.
Yes.
You sit too long, you get too tired.
Well, if the ship would stop rocking like a cradle, I wouldn't be tired.
So you're blaming it on the ship.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and I have a relatively long video here because my wife and I had a little bit of a discussion after we kind of finished up our last day on the Celebrity Eclipse. We were sitting up in the Sky Lounge talking about our wonderful cruise that we just had, kind of taking down all our little thoughts of this first experience on a Solstice class ship with Celebrity. I wanted to bring it out to you. It was hard for me to cut anything out of it. I love listening to my wife. She did a lot of talking in this one, and she brought in a lot of good points. So sit back, enjoy this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them in the comments section below. We're going to do a more concise, true type of review about this cruise, about this ship, about this itinerary coming up later. We'll also do a whole review of the ship. We're also going to do whole reviews of the different dining experiences that we had as well. So look forward for that. But I just wanted to kind of give you this synopsis that my wife and I had when we were about ready to get off the ship the following day on the Celebrity Eclipse. Stay tuned. Watch it. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It really does mean the world to us. And if you're not a member of this Cruise Seekers community, hey, why don't you become one? Think about subscribing. Turn that notification bell on. We have a lot of content coming up this year, so please hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on. It is very appreciated. Thank you so much for doing that. So without further ado, this is my brief, I guess not brief, extended synopsis with my wife Cheryl and I on the Celebrity Eclipse, talking about the experience we just had on that ship.
So I guess, what did you think about getting on the ship first? Was that pretty easy?
Except you kept going back to help others.
Well,
Otherwise, we would have flown on. Or we could have got on before everybody. But still, we got on, no problem. No crowds.
yeah, it was pretty easy. Just kind of, it was kind of cool that they actually did let concierge class get on earlier, even though I didn't think they were going to.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Right after the blue people.
Right. They had like, I think it was first Aqua class, right? Aqua class was first.
Well,
Then
I
blue
think
chip.
First was the...
Well, the first was retreat.
And they don't have retreat on here, do they?
Yeah, they do. They call them retreat, but it's not like a...
No, but the vintage and whatever, those people.
Oh, yeah, the Zenith.
Yeah, them.
Yeah, the Zenith people.
All
went-
those elitists, they
Yeah.
got to go first.
Yeah, and then Aqua class, and then blue chip, and then us.
Right.
Which
All the
was-
suites and all that went before.
Yeah,
And-
but
it
we
wasn't
still were
long.
before the regular verandas and everybody
Yep.
else, which is cool. It was pretty simple. The porters were right there for us too, right? That was easy. We didn't have to track down a porter. Like sometimes
Right.
you have to track down a porter.
Oh, yeah.
He was right there for us. He was like, hey.
Yeah.
That was cool. Hopefully it'll be as easy to get off this dang ship. We've been having problems getting off ships more so than
Yeah.
getting on ships.
Or just the waiting.
Yeah.
Usually a lot of waiting in line. Last time we had a long line. But that was because somebody jumped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Some-
didn't know that, though. All we knew is
Someone
we had
wanted
a long line.
Someone wanted to take a bath in Galveston Port.
But there was a long line through parts of the ship I haven't seen before.
That was also a huge ship too.
I think that was on the jog trail, which is why I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, jog.
Was I too much of a gotta get this done when we get on the ship?
No, not this time. Usually you're dragging me to get in this line and that line. You only did it specialty dining.
Right, but you were even able to sit down right outside, so you didn't even have to wait on a line.
Right.
And it was like nobody in front of us when we did
And
that.
we got to go to our room right away to
drop
drop off stuff only. But
which is really, really cool. We've never had to be. We used to have to be like homeless people for a little bit.
Did you take a picture of the sign on the door? I didn't think about that.
Which sign?
that said, it was a magnet that said, feel free to drop off your suitcases and return later or something while we prepare.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Meaning you can't go in and take a nap.
Yeah, you can't nest,
Right.
but you can drop your stuff off, which is cool because it's like sometimes like an obstacle course, right? When you're ever going through the,
Oh yeah, with everybody lugging all their, and that might be too because of the size of the ship.
Right.
If you multiply everybody plus the stuff they don't want to wait for, like their carry-ons.
And because we were concierge class, we had that lunch. What did you think about that
was
lunch?
good.
Better than going to the buffet,
Yeah.
dealing with the cattle call.
But it actually, the food was
That's pretty good.
more exceptional than the other main dining room food we had up until last night.
Right, yeah, because you got that salmon. It was really, really thick,
Moist,
right?
yeah,
Moist and
fresh.
thick. And I got the Moroccan short rib. I think I got that time. That was
I
pretty.
think we've been spoiled for short ribs, so.
Yeah, that's just the short ribs. That was that day 2? I think. Yeah, we did that day 2, right?
Captain's table?
Yeah, because the first night I think we ate with Mary and Jim.
Rockin'.
Yeah, and then on the and that was our first night at the main dining room, and that was kind of okay, right? The main dining room that first night was
Yeah.
okay. I think they were just kind of getting there.
Oh yeah, I think I had a super thin, dry piece of fish.
Right, yeah, exactly. It wasn't as good as the
It
fish
was
you had for
okay.
lunch.
Better than I probably would have prepared it, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, and I had I can't even remember what I had, but it wasn't anything special.
I had the escargot.
Oh no, I remember what I had. I had the orzo, the seafood orzo.
Yeah, but you had the escargot.
I did
You
have
said they did that right.
Yeah, the escargot were good, but like one of them was like the normal size.
Yeah.
The other ones were like these little baby escargots,
We can
little
remember
baby
too, they had
snails.
it every night, which
Yeah.
we heard that wasn't common.
Yeah, they now have that in their I guess they call it their classics menu, so it's there every night, which is cool. I had the orzo, which was okay. The good sized mussels, good
Call
sized
it
shrimp.
rice.
Well, it's not rice. It's
Oh,
pasta.
is it?
It's
Oh,
pasta.
okay, my
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's made. Yeah, it's not.
Thought you were
Risotto.
being- trying to be
No, risotto
fluent.
is rice.
Got it.
Orzo is it looks like rice, but it's a pasta. But the sauce was good, but it was okay. But I mean, they said scallops, right? And they had these little itty bitty baby scallops.
Yeah.
It was like not even really scallops.
Trying to be
It's like you can't
inclusive.
even, you shouldn't even call them scallops.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call them, but
Yeah,
they're the
wannabe
bay,
scallops.
yeah, the bay scallops. But and then
Yeah.
and
How
then we
would
had
you
an early
pick-
night.
Yeah, how would you know it was a scallop?
You wouldn't. It was like so small. It's like ridiculously small.
Do
But
you think they cut one up? I mean, how would you get one that size?
I guess you get them from a certain area that there's like they come up like like bushels of them. Who the heck knows? But
It's like what you use to catch a scallop.
I don't know. I don't even know
Or
if a
scallops are in a shell. How do you get a scallop?
I don't even know.
Is it in a shell?
I have no clue. I've only seen scallops,
Google
like
it.
to Google it. But
ahead.
and so I think we saw the show that night. I think the comedian. Yes, the comedian.
AJ Jamal.
Yeah, he was pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
We liked him. And then
He was real. Actually, yeah, he was good. I regret not seeing him again.
the second
but it
time
was
for
too
the
late.
super adult one that
Yeah.
they said, right?
Because he just was just
Naturally funny.
the natural funny guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good guy. And then we retired early that night. And the next morning, you did your normal routine for mornings, first day mornings.
Room service. Yeah.
Room service for you. How was the room service? Sparse, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
it
you
was
say.
timely.
Timely. They always got there on time.
Yeah, but you
But-
get like, yeah, I think they want you not to do it. Oh, but you forgot that for the quad plate we get in the afternoon.
What quad? Oh, the canapes, or how do you pronounce it?
It's a snack.
Yeah, the snack that they bring in. Now, it used to. There was like there was a big change with Celebrity where they used to have to ask to get that, right?
Really?
Yeah, and everybody went up in arms about it. We didn't have to ask this time; it just showed up all the time.
Well, yeah, it freaked
Yeah.
us out. Somebody knocking on the door around, 3 o'clock?
Yeah, around 3:00, they always showed up, and
With a cold plate.
we didn't have to. We didn't ask that we wanted it every day or anything like that. And
Right.
the chocolates were there every night.
Yeah.
And people were complaining that you can't get the chocolates every night. It's only on gala nights. I'm like, okay, you complain about chocolates, whatever. But we got them every night. We didn't have to ask.
No towel animals.
No towel animals,
Oh,
thank
bummer.
God.
Yeah, the poor guys worked enough.
They work hard enough, yeah.
No, but about the little, it was a little dish with 4 compartments, and
yeah.
one, it had like, what kind of cheese is that white crumbly stuff? It wasn't
feta
blue
cheese,
oh, yeah,
feta cheese.
feta and
Sometimes-
tomatoes,
yes, sometimes
and
with
then
feta.
some green thing, a dome of green stuff.
Yeah, kind
you
of
said
like
it was hummus.
It was like a hummus, so like a
Then some like
with
pita
some sort,
bread,
yeah, with
and then some sort of dessert, either like a 2 little squares of chocolate cake or coconut.
yeah. There usually was one sweet thing, one savory thing.
Yeah, I only
one
ate
like
the sweet
a
thing.
scoop of something. You know, it could have been. Sometimes it was a potato salad.
Yeah, and one was like a foam peach square foam thing.
That was
of-
that sweet one thing that you
Yeah, I
didn't
don't know
like.
what that was. It was pretty interesting.
But yeah, so every night that came
Yeah.
around
Three.
3:30,
Around, yeah.
3:30. But then the first night, as you said, the room service was a little sparse. You don't get a lot of pastries anymore, right?
No,
They used to fill up that basket.
Yeah, and like I did 2 check marks, so maybe they give me 4, because I mean it's still a bread item,
Right.
for first thing in the morning, and the coffee was nice and hot. But the and they had like milk alternatives, which I don't remember before almond milk.
Which
soy
is nice
milk,
that they give you that
yeah,
alternative. Right.
lactate-free milk. And then the other thing was
Did they give you oat milk? Did you have oat milk as a choice?
No.
Just like almond milk or something along those lines.
lactose-free milk.
Did
I
they
don't
have
know
a
if
soy milk
I'm
or
not sure. I think only lactose.
only lactose-free milk? Okay.
Yeah, but at that Baccio place, they had all those milk alternatives.
Yeah, so I usually went to the main dining room for lunch. I mean,
Yeah.
not lunch, for breakfast.
They were timely. Like if you said 7:38, they were
there.
there like 7:30,
Yeah, that's good.
which was good. And
Yeah.
I did room service one night, and I ordered it on the TV, and then they called me to verify that I know there's an added fee, which is nice.
That's cool.
And I guess to make sure I'm an adult, I don't know.
So that you're not a
It's
kid
questionable.
just pushing buttons on the TV.
And there's a fee, but you know, I
Yeah,
was
well,
too lazy to go.
It's
get
fine.
dressed.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to just get something in your room to just kind of relax and chill
Once I got
out.
all that Halloween crap off,
Yeah. But no,
I
you were not
wasn't
going
leaving the room.
anywhere.
My face was crying.
Yeah,
Why are you crying?
It was a adventure with that makeup. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
never again.
But I usually went to the main dining room for breakfast, and they were always. If you got there right when they opened, right there was, you sat down right away, and they were on you. You had your pastry service, you had your juice in
But
front
that's
of
your
you.
cruising trend.
That's
That's
my-
his everyday. Eggs Benedict.
Eggs
He's
Ben-
always.
I didn't get it every time.
I know, but that first.
I always
breakfast,
want that.
He's
Yeah,
on
I always
the
want
search for Eggs Benedict. Some cruises you get it every time.
Yeah, I know. This time I didn't.
Yeah, but they didn't let you down once with your Eggs Benedict.
Not
did
once.
they?
All of them were spot on.
Nice and
nice
runny,
and yeah,
yeah.
just perfectly poached eggs. So
So I did my first breakfast in the dining room.
I wish
told
though they
the-
would spend money on some good English muffins. Like they always, no matter what cruise
But
line
they
you
don't
go
make
on,
them?
it's like it's not.
How do you know
just
they're not
spend
homemade?
extra? Well, no, they're not. It's you can tell it's like these mass-produced English muffins, probably the the lowest priced ones you
Should
can
ask
buy. But it's not Thomas's English muffins. With the really big, nice nooks and crannies. But
Really?
really, it drives me bonkers. But I
An
really,
English one.
but it's
But
sometimes
it
it's
has
too
all that
dense.
crap on it. How
It's
can
too
you
dense.
tell?
It's too dense. I like them lighter. Like you saw this morning, I left half of the.
I didn't even look at your food this morning.
Okay, I left like half of the the English muffin off to the side because it's just like a slab of bread.
Well, so I went to breakfast with you, right? Because I told the maitre d' I would go to breakfast this morning because they made a note that I don't show up for breakfast.
Well, they just see
I'm
me all.
lazy,
They see me
right.
all the time, and then they were like, and then they see you during dinner,
They
and
thought
then
you
they
were
and
solo
they and they,
cruiser.
and they make
Yeah.
and then they make they're like, oh, he really isn't solo.
Yeah.
He does have someone. She just doesn't go to breakfast with him.
There are other people around.
Yes.
So, yeah, but what cruise line was it when you ordered French toast in the morning? You got like a loaf of bread.
That was Carnival.
That was good.
Yeah,
so
that
I've
was
been
Carnival.
spoiled
Yeah,
by
that was-
French toast.
yeah.
And it was like the whole French toast flavor was cooked in a loaf.
But that they only do that though at Carnival on sea day brunches.
But anyway, but I'm just saying. So when I ordered French toast, vanilla French toast this morning, I got 3 little triangles. And it's funny, normally
That's fine.
But I was spoiled by the loaf of way too much bread. But by the time they brought me some freshly made croissants, had some cottage cheese and peaches, I was full.
Yeah. They do give you a lot of food.
Yeah, so I didn't even dig into, and we were talking to the people next to us, longtime celebrity cruisers, and they were a wealth of information. So my food got cold anyway.
Yeah, I understand.
I would like to pick their brains. They've been cruising since the 60s.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's been, to be on a cruise ship like in the early, I think she said 70 something.
No, that was when they moved over to, they did it Costa a long, long time ago, and then they moved over to another cruise line.
Royal Caribbean.
That may not even be there anymore.
I don't know.
It was owned by somebody else. Yeah.
Yes, they cruised on Celebrity before Royal Caribbean owned them too, so
Yeah.
they've seen all the changes, every change.
Good, bad, and ugly.
Yep. But it's we got music going on here. I go on to do
Jump up and do the Cotton Eye Joe. You do it.
What is it?
Dumb and Dumber.
No, that was not the. What was that from? It was
Night
at the Roxbury. Yeah.
You go, do it.
And then he crashes his head against the wall, against the glass, and goes, "Oh no, not again!"
Yeah.
Like it happened before. But the food in the specialty restaurants that we went to Chef's Table.
Oh, nothing will compare to that. Even though we've eaten at some great restaurants and
Even on land, great restaurants on land.
The Chef's Table wasn't. No matter how much you read about it, you're not gonna. You still probably won't be able to justify why it's worth the money. But wow,
Right.
it was worth the money. I mean.
Oh, you think about it too, right?
Taking a nap in between courses.
Yeah, but it's an experience more than just the food, right?
Yeah, but
Right.
just the food alone was.
Yeah, the food was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we also got a book, a $60 book
Yeah.
too. So think about that too, right? So
And all kinds of wine. Well,
So-
with our, what I thought was my impression why I kept telling you, and take a new friend, right? Was because
You're
I thought
picky,
it was going
right?
to be.
You
No, I
don't-
thought it was going to be little, like when you watch these cooking shows and they make these ridiculous.
they have like the tongs like that have like a little pincers to kind of
Gastronomy.
and they put these little
Yeah.
itty bitty things down on a plate.
And and I thought it was going
Like
to be
more presentation than anything.
So this one had the presentation, and the amount of food they gave you wasn't a lot, but
it was
after all the
satisfying.
courses, it was a lot.
Right. It was satisfying. Each one kind of fit what it was supposed to do. Didn't overly fill you.
Right. And in that restaurant, even when you go in just for the regular meal, when you order what you
that's
want,
Murano's,
they
by
go
the
and
way.
they cook it.
Right. That's Murano's.
They have like stock and things like that pre-made because it's long-term cooking, but putting all the pieces together, they do it. Sometimes they do it right in front of you where they put the stock on the, what is one thing I got was like caramel apples, bacon, celery root?
Yeah, celery root.
Celery root. And so the celery root came in like a little tea pitcher and they pour it over the other items and that was good.
Yeah.
But they do it so it doesn't get soggy or whatever. They don't want it to. If they have something that has like different layers and it's already, they already did the different layers. If you taste each layer independently, it might be okay. But it is created for the bite, so you want to get a piece of all of it. And wow.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that before.
And the funny thing is you're kind of a
I'm
picky.
picky. That's why I didn't want to waste their money.
That's why she was very apprehensive about going because to put your hands into like the chef's hands, right, and saying he's going to make you food.
Yeah,
right?
and I don't want to make a scene going, sorry, I don't do onions. Sorry, I don't do peppers. I don't do mushrooms. Yeah.
And even though you don't do mushrooms, there was a mushroom risotto.
Yeah.
And
I just ate around the brown chunks, but it was so good.
So the flavor of the mushroom was
good.
good. Yeah, the flavor of the mushroom with
What is the flavor? I tasted a lot of cheese and chicken stock.
Right. Well, mushrooms really doesn't
and the
have
risotto
much of
wasn't too hard.
Yeah, mushrooms don't have a tremendous amount of flavor. They usually pick up the
but
flavor of all
I
the
wouldn't bite it.
things.
I might have hurled.
She was.
It's like
she does. She
so
doesn't like the
sponge.
spongy feel of it. So, but there was also like this foam on top of it. Remember, they had like this green foam on top of that risotto.
It
was and the
like
shape
and basil, parsley, or something.
It was celery foam, I think they said. Or I
think
can't
so.
remember what it was, but they also had these, the shaved the shaved Parmigiano Reggiano cheese on
Remember
top.
that one person thought it was something else, not edible.
but it was
Oh,
delicious.
yeah, I go, no, that's cheese. Take a bite with some of that cheese. And she was like, oh, yeah, what a difference. I made it a whole different taste.
Yeah, and then they brought you it was just really, really good. And I think, if you're going to spend $100 on an excursion or something, right?
Make that an excursion.
Make that your excursion for one thing, because it's $139, but you get a $60 book, you get a photograph.
Yeah, you feel like you're the elite for almost 5 hours.
And it's a long experience, and you get to meet a lot of really interesting people there too.
Well, yeah, don't get drunk.
Oh yeah, you can easily get drunk because there is
And
a
don't
lot
come
of
drunk,
there's a lot of wine.
You're gonna miss out if you do.
Yeah, there's a lot of wine. So yeah, don't go for
We had
pre-drinks or
3
anything.
people miss the last few courses.
Oh,
We got them. We ate them.
yeah.
But that was sad.
That was sad, but we got extra desserts.
That's right. But we were a little full, so we just kind of drove.
But that
on.
dessert was really good too. That Java dessert, that chocolate.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty.
It was pretty too. It was gorgeous, but.
But I mean, everything was good. The
And Murano, and Murano
the meat though
itself
was the best.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was like candy almost.
Yeah, one
the short rib.
The short rib looked like a brownie. It was
Yeah, it was like perfect
square.
squared, and it's like you were like wondering how
Yeah,
the
but
heck did
because
they
they
take it
tell-
off the bone
Right.
without it falling apart?
Because they tell us how they cook it, and they slow cook it and all this stuff, and then they remove it from the bone, and then they cut it into these perfect squares. And I'm like, I don't know, when I slow cook short rib or roast, and I take it off the bone, it just falls apart.
Falls
But
right
this,
apart.
I'm like, man, what a challenge.
Perfect. And the cool thing is the reason why you'll never see a chef's table on the first night of a cruise is because a lot of the dishes take 20 hours to prepare. And
Crazy.
they were talking about, we started doing this yesterday, and we then this, and we
'Cause
then
they gotta
did
do a
this, and we then
vegetable
did this.
stock, and
it's a lot of really meticulous preparation for what they consider perfection for.
But
what
they
want.
don't have anything lined up waiting on somebody to order it.
Oh, we also got to see the galley too, which
Yep.
is cool.
Which you took video of.
Yep,
right?
yep, that's really cool. Other than that, Murano's regular dinner was delicious too, I thought.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, I always kind of thumb my nose because you look at your select dining and you're like, Italian steak, or whatever,
And this was
or
French, right, and
or-
you were like-
but it's not like that. It's more like, what's that little chef thing?
The petite chef.
Right. So it's like comparing Petite Chef, which is more of a gimmick, but the idea is people don't go there because, oh, look, they're serving my favorite kind of food. They're going there because what a unique experience, right?
Right.
And that's how they need to look at Murano, because now a lot of time on cruises, it's, oh, we got to get in and get out,
Right.
see to a show. And unfortunately, in Murano, if you go in there and you don't realize, no, this is leisurely dining. You go in and they prepare your meal, sometimes at your table, like they did your lobster. So it's a finesse and it's a high class service. You feel elite.
Yeah,
It's
and,
really
and they,
nice.
the maitre d' even said that their wait staff go through butler training,
Yeah.
right, to kind of really have that type of level of service, that attentiveness,
Yeah.
the ability to make you feel at home,
Yeah.
and the ability to make you feel part of the experience as well. And it's not like, but it's not highbrow, right?
No.
It's not highbrow in
Yeah,
that sense.
but they take, I mean, they take a lot of heart in preparing. Like everything is perfection, even like the way the plate is laid out, and definitely nothing messy.
And they're so attentive. They and the nice thing about Murano, it's a small establishment. It's not like sometimes you go to some specialty restaurants. There's a lot of tables, right? And especially on some of the bigger ships.
Yeah.
Murano's is very intimate feel, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And there's a huge amount of staff to customer ratio, and they are always watching, making sure your bread's full, your water's full, if your
you're
drink is
completely
empty.
satisfied. If they see your face and you're going, you'll see somebody will come over and go,
immediately. What was wrong? Let us know.
Yeah, which
Can
is
we
cool.
do something better? And we got to know the maitre d' pretty well, and we would talk to him, and
he was always vigilant,
he's
yeah.
always watching. He was always watching.
He'd be, excuse me, and then he would see.
he would see something that just wasn't right.
Yeah, one was like if they were having a language barrier, and he just saw it. He went to
he went there, and he was
loved
right.
him.
Oh yeah,
We'd
he was
take him
great.
home.
He was great. But again, it kind of shows you the kind of atmosphere that it gives you.
But the thing is like we really want to promote what happens if you go and you fill out your survey after and you go, I really like the food, I like the service, but it just took too long.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take too long. That is what that service is. It's finesse and attention to detail and ensuring that your every need is met.
Yeah.
And if you're dissatisfied, they will fix it. It's not something you want to go in there and going, okay, hurry, next, let's go.
And I know it's, there's, whenever you get on a cruise ship, I talked about FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, right? There's so many things going on, and, I can understand people who don't cruise a lot, they can feel that, right? And they think, oh my God, I'm in this restaurant for an hour, and, 2 hours.
I have a hard time sitting still that long anyway,
but still, people who are not very experienced in that, and they know that, oh, at this time this is starting, and at this time this is starting, and they get very antsy is the best way to put it, right? And
that's me.
And it kind of because of those surveys, a lot of times you start to see on the newer ships these type of establishments like Murano's kind of fall to the wayside because they are looking for those quicker service type of things to get people in and out.
But I mean, that was us. I regret not knowing that because I always just look at it one of the choices.
Right.
French, blah. They have small servings. I don't want that. Right.
Shishi food.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I always said. So as often as we've cruised, we've avoided it, and I regret it because if enough people don't support it, it's at risk of going away.
And I was actually very apprehensive initially to book Murano because of that for you.
Right.
And I'm so glad now that we've did it.
So we did lunch,
we did
dinner, and chef's table.
And it was so good. We did the lunch too. Yeah. And we didn't know there was going to be a lunch at Murano's. As a matter of fact, nobody knew on this ship that there was going to be a lunch at Murano's. This was the first lunch at Murano's that they had since the restart on this ship.
On this one, yeah.
And which was pretty amazing. And they were trying to retest it again to see how well it would be.
And they were full.
And they were full, which is great.
And they had that live music in there, which was awesome.
Yep. They have a duet.
We closed the place down.
Yeah, we were there from the moment they opened to the moment they ended.
I went from not being able to sit still that long to they had to make me leave.
Yeah, it's just because we felt comfortable there.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And it's nice to have that kind of feel when you go to a place like that. We ate at Tuscan. I thought it was okay.
I mean, I like the restaurant.
It's a beautiful location.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a gorgeous
Murano
location.
Should be that one.
Yeah.
But it's too big.
It's too big. It's not what they wanted. What they want. But
for Italian, usually I like the Italian place over at the steak place, but not this time. The al dente was al crunchy.
Yeah. Well, again, we went. I don't know what was the problem with that night. But yeah, the al dente was a little undercooked. It wasn't al dente; it was undercooked, right? Yeah. And then they called it a lobster, a lobster Alfredo, and you had to go on a hunt for the lobster.
Yeah, you went and picked it all out.
I'm like, where's all the lobster? There's not a lot of lobster. It used to be, you saw all the lobster on that thing. Yeah. And the steak was good. It was, that was probably the best part of the meal. The steak was very good, well cooked.
And that was at whatever ship we were on. I remember the steak was best at the Italian restaurant than the steak.
Yeah, that was on the Oasis class ship where we went.
Was good.
Yeah, when we went to Giovanni's table.
Yeah.
We loved the filet there.
Yeah, and then we ate at steak chops or whatever it was, and it wasn't as good.
It wasn't as good.
Which is weird.
Well, again, you just never know. It's just a matter of the cook, and all that type of stuff.
But this was nice, and I really like when they had the food right there. You're waiting, but then they come and they switch out your wine. And then make sure all your needs are being met. And you remember though, when we ate the dinner there, we had an unexpected cheese plate.
Right. Oh, at Murano's.
Yeah, and then we had an unexpected Pandora's box.
Yeah, the candy. Yeah.
It was
We're back on Murano's, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
We forgot that.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just go the extra mile above and beyond everywhere else.
Yeah, and
it ruined me.
I think, I'm sure.
Yeah, now we'll have to do it all the time.
But I think in Tuscan we've kind of felt a little bit where some of the cutbacks were. You know what I'm saying?
It was pretty empty too, which is weird.
No, but I mean, just the cutbacks.
I know,
the cutbacks on the food quality.
We should have noticed the lack of 1 million people eating there as a clue.
Right, but I did. I even asked. I said, "Is the crab cake fresh?" And it's fresh. And then I should have asked, what's the ratio of the crab to the breading? Because it was a lot of breading, right? It was a lot of breading. and the calamari, right? It was like the frozen calamari, right?
Was it?
Yeah, well, it's just around circles, right? I always can tell when you don't get fresh calamari because you don't have the bodies, what you call the squigglies.
Yeah, ew.
You don't eat the squigglies, but you give them to me.
There might be guts in them.
Yeah, but you give them to me, which I
They look like
love.
little octopuses.
Yeah, but but again, that's what it is, right? It's a squid. But that's how you usually can tell when you have good fresh calamari is if you get the bodies, and not just the little head pieces that are cut into the little rings. Usually those are the frozen ones, and also they tend to be a little bit more rubbery, like they were last time, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was the meal was okay. I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, I got to go back to Tuscan.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Oh, I mean, it could have just been an off night.
Could have been an off night. Yeah.
I can't remember. Was it after chef's table? Because
it was after chef's table. So
everything will be less than after.
It was definitely be difficult to compare against chef's table. But then we went to Morano's the following night, and not the following night, the night after for the dinner at Morano's, and it was still once again Morano's was always at that.
I wonder
level.
what was our favorite restaurant.
I guess it was Morano's.
Yeah, definitely.
Tonight we're going to go to Le Petit Chef. We'll see how that is.
Yeah, we weren't originally gonna because it's
another
gimmick,
experience,
and it's a unique gimmick because there's very few places that are doing it.
Right.
So we want to be able to share about it, and
we'll see. You're not too thrilled about the menu. I remember that.
Yeah,
you looked at the
but
menu
again, we're not going there for the food. We're going there for the technology, right?
Yeah, to kind of see the little show that they give.
Let's see if it's worth the hype.
Yeah, we'll see. But
I bet it'll be cute.
I heard the food is pretty good too, but we'll see.
Well, the imbibers were ranting about it, but I'm guessing by then they'll be pretty pickled, so they'll.
So it was very.
It'll probably be a really fun show for them. The little people on
little
your
people
plate.
On their plates dancing around, right?
Might trip them.
Anyway, so that's cool.
What else?
What about the? What did you think overall about the ship in general? The quality of the ship.
Good experience.
I know you don't like older ships, right? You always say, I don't want to be on a ship older than 5 years.
Yeah, because I'm allergies or what, I don't know.
So this ship is 12 years old.
Yeah.
What do you think about this ship and how they keep it?
I mean, and so...
It doesn't look 12 years, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't feel crowded. Like right now, we could walk in here and get a seat, by
pretty
the
much
window
anywhere
or where we want. Yeah, and same thing with the buffet. You can always find a
And
window.
it is a full ship. This ship is full.
But it doesn't feel it feels crowded when you're going to get your free charm of the day.
At the Effie's charm of the day.
Yeah, if you can make it there, which I can't seem to.
It seems like every person in the cabin that has that little Effie charm, they're on a mission to get all the charms.
And they get a little aggressive.
They get a little.
And that's the only time I had to stand in a really long line.
But that line moves fast.
Yeah, and the buffet, even like on Halloween, they had so many cool things, neat ideas. The best was to use like a cherry pie and cut out the bloody mouth and eyes and have cherry come out, and there's a Halloween pie. That was pretty
cool.
easy and unique, but it wasn't crowded then.
Yeah, and I think they lay out the buffet here pretty well, right? They have those islands, right?
Yeah, which is nice.
Sometimes you get on those buffet lines, right? That just it's because it's a long buffet and it's like
the ice cream.
It's like it's like this crazy line.
But I like that concept. There was another one we were on that was like that I really liked. But some of them, they're so like there's this side and there's this side and they're straight.
Yeah, right. And it feels like you're just on a giant queue.
Yeah, exactly. But it was nice.
And it allows you also to kind of like mill around it first, to see what's out there, right? And make a decision before you get on a certain place.
I was laughing though because it's a fine balance of. It's kind of like when you learn to drive. You have to watch your gauges and you got to walk around and not run into people and look at the food, because you're looking and
I also thought it was pretty cool that it seemed like every lunch, and we only really went to the buffet for lunch. We never went for dinner.
Right. Sometimes second desserts.
So sort of we're kind of like hobbits when it comes to desserts. There's like second breakfasts. We have second desserts.
Or if the meal was not all you hoped it would be, then we'll go up there and just see what's up there. But it was they did mix it up more. We felt
They had
more
a theme.
variety
They had
than
a
the main
theme. Yeah,
dining room.
they had a theme every night, which and even for lunch they had a theme.
The British one was really good.
Yeah, I mean that was probably one of the best fish and chips I've had.
Yeah, what's bubble and squeak? That was what I was trying to think of. But I never knew that those big sausages wrapped in dough was
Pigs
English.
in a blanket. Yeah.
But it wasn't like we do little hot dogs.
Yeah.
They were big. They were good.
Yeah, they were
actually.
really good. I got 3 of them. I was happy I got
would
3.
have and the fish was good if you peeled off all the batter.
I like the batter. You can't eat the
There's
batter
a
right
lot
now.
of batter,
It was
though,
heavy.
but the fish was good.
Yeah, and it was good. They also had it's just they did a good job. And the Indian food. I had Indian food
Whatever,
for breakfast.
yeah.
Not breakfast. For
Gee,
lunch.
I had a tablespoon
Yeah,
of their rice.
yeah.
That was good.
I had and they weren't light on the spice.
Oh, really?
Some of them were, ooh, it's got a little kick. And sometimes when you go to a cruise ship and you get the Indian
They
food,
go in the middle of the road.
pretty
Yeah.
bland. This one had a little, hey, this is Indian food. We're not. this is, it's supposed to have some spice into it. Okay?
I looked at it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a couple times. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is really, really, really good.
Yeah,
And,
I love the dessert options. I love when
Yeah.
they have all kinds of different desserts.
yeah, they have tons of dessert options. They do have tons.
But usually we're well satiated, so
Yeah,
yeah. But then they got that Baccio
Oh,
place.
that's probably one of my favorite little
Yeah.
locations to go pretty much at
For
any
coffee.
time. Or any time, during the day you just want to sit down, right?
Yeah.
And they're so attentive.
And they're right in the except for last night.
Oh, yeah.
That
Last
it
night
was
was-
a nightmare. I don't know. I may need to go to therapy about. So the newest
Silent
craze is this
disco.
silent disco, right?
It's not so silent.
It ain't so, especially indoors. We've seen it mostly done on the pool deck, but for some reason last night they did it
In the
kind of like the
atrium.
atrium,
Yeah,
and so you got I don't know how many floors up. We were on the 5th
It's
deck.
5th
I
floor,
think it
yeah.
starts on 3rd.
Yeah, they were down on the 3rd,
Right.
and it goes to
And,
the 4th.
and so they had 3 different channels, and everybody was singing at the top of their lungs. And I mean,
Badly.
I had to see if my ears were bleeding. It was rough.
Yeah,
It
well,
was rough.
I think they need to do the silent disco a little
Give
early.
the headphones to everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying, maybe the silent, they got to reverse the headphones, right?
Or they need to move them outside.
Give us the noise canceling headphones
Yeah.
and let them sing.
I mean, people would get off the elevator just to look over the rail, laugh, get back on the elevator.
Yeah, it was definitely a
That was
sight.
the only time that Il Baccio was not the place to be, because
But-
that was rough.
Yeah, that was kind of loud, but still, I like being able to go to El Baccio like after a dinner.
It's like in the center of everything.
Right? Sometimes the dinner at the the coffee at the dinner. It's nice to have one,
Yeah.
but you want a second one, a nicer one,
And it's right by the shop.
and it's right by the shops, and you can hang out there, and it's just a good central location.
And I like that when you go any place here, they don't force you to walk by all the shops. It seems like a lot of the times we were always going past the art gallery and through the,
Yep.
This one is like, you almost have to
We
be
walked
intention to go
only
there.
walked through the casino once this whole cruise.
And that was on purpose.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then you went there to video.
Yeah, I did the video for some people there.
And you're not going to gamble
Probably not. I mean,
because your phone kicked your butt.
actually, my second time, my phone didn't kick my butt. I'm still up like about $200. But I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a big gambler. It's like if you don't get pleasure out of it, and you
Yeah.
feel more nerve-wracked versus pleasure.
Yeah, the anxiety
then,
of losing money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not even the anxiety of losing money. It's more of like, well, I could have used that money better. Right, it's not it's not like I'm spending money that I need,
Yeah, the
right?
disposable
It's like I could have. I always look at it. Well, what could I've used that $400 for? Right, I could have bought this instead of like throw it down a toilet.
Yeah, but you got to look into the whole thing about the blue chip people.
Yeah, they seems like they treat them really well. There's a lot of blue chip people on
Yeah,
the ship,
and some people know the formula. You have to spend a set amount,
Yeah,
whether you win or lose it.
yeah, they
You
got
bring aboard this much amount that you're going to dump at the casino, and you have it tracked,
and
you get all kinds of perks.
right, exactly. They know that if I spend $1,000, it's going to get me a free cruise.
Right, but you don't know
Right.
that's the number.
Or whatever the
I
number
think
is, but
for some
they
reason,
already-
2,500
yeah.
is what I think
Yeah.
that one lady told me.
Yeah, they all have it in their head. That,
Yeah.
like, if I'm going to buy a cruise, right, I might as well have fun with the money to
Yeah.
buy me the cruise.
Right, instead
And
of-
I get the cruise,
Yeah.
right?
Which would be good if you knew, like, okay, I'm going to pay about $2,500 for a cruise.
Right.
So I'll dump $2,500 at the casino. It has a different
And I'll
feel.
get the free cruise,
You
right?
know you're going to get something for
Right,
your
so
money. But if you just go dump it, that's painful.
exactly. So I just
I
don't
could
have
see
that.
me doing it wrong and going,
Well,
oh, what do you
oops.
mean I have to do this? Oh, can I have my money back? Yeah.
I did it wrong.
I'd have to, I need a guarantee.
Yeah, so again, there's some people that just are really, really good about that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, they know. I guess once you know, you know.
yes, I guess
We
so.
don't know.
Not yet, at least not yet. And I guess we're a little gun shy.
Yeah.
Trying
Well,
to
I think, what
figure-
is that one woman, like, when 64 something? Remember?
Oh yeah, she won a decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how you can get a big hit too, right? You know, so
Yeah.
like it's
But I imagine it's rare.
the casinos on the cruise ship are a little tighter, that's for sure.
Right.
But we'll see. Maybe I might go tonight. We got to pack though tonight and stuff like that.
You just throw everything in.
Just throw it in.
pack.
The cool thing is we did drive here, so it's not like we gotta worry about how much does this suitcase weigh, how much does this suitcase weigh.
Yeah.
But what's the other thing anything else that we want to talk about? I think the ship though, even though it's for 12 years old, looks really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
It's as you said, not crowded. I think the service, the people on here,
It's excellent.
excellent.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think we ever have to really wait. You know, if you sit down at a place where you're expecting someone to come and help you with a drink,
They usually do.
they're usually there within 5 minutes, and your drink is in your hand within 2 minutes.
Yeah. And if you give them $1 tip, they'll be back before you're done with the first one.
exactly, it's like, but we've been on cruises where, you could sit down.
Oh, like that atrium on that. Oh my God, that nightmare.
On
where-
NCL. Yeah, remember? Yeah, in
I
January.
I hate on cruises where you always feel like you have to jockey for a seat.
Yep.
2 seats together, oh my. But no matter where you went, like they just were having games over there, and there are plenty of seats. But on whatever ship that was, where they had the atrium right by customer service.
Yeah, that's breakaway or
Oh
the
my
getaway.
gosh,
Yeah.
it was so hard, one, to get a seat.
Yeah.
And they had
and
all the
then
activities
and then they
there.
had like one runner for all those people.
Poor guy, yeah.
Right, he was running around like crazy. You were lucky to get your drink within
You're like
30
lose
minutes.
Seat, lose seat. Yeah, you didn't want to move because
Yeah.
then you'd have to stand.
Yeah,
it was bad.
So yeah, it was. Here it's just like, even El Baccio. Like you sit down at El Baccio, they are. What would
Yeah.
you like?
They're really nice.
Really nice, and immediately, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Well, the Wi-Fi, it isn't. That's probably the worst thing about the older ship, right there.
It was
right?
bad.
It's pretty poor, even for the premium upgrade.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't feel too premium of a
Yeah,
of a
I mean
Wi-Fi.
it's no big deal, but it's to some people it's really important.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean just anything like if you want to look something up, you have to have patience.
Yeah, or know exactly where in the ship is the best place to get.
Yeah, they don't have it all throughout, but one of the guys told us they have a scheduled upgrade in the near future.
To put better access points throughout
Yeah.
the ship and
It's
to
slated.
be able to provide the service that people are buying.
Yeah.
So I would say just forego the upgrade right now until they get that taken care of. But in general, other than that, I mean the ship is in beautiful shape, and I think they did a good job overall.
They have enough space apart that
Yeah, it's just never crowded. It's never crowded. That's what we kind of like.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had to pass on an elevator, because it's too full.
Now we've been on other premium, quote unquote premium brands in Princess. So like Princess and Celebrity compete against each other.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, in the brand, in
Really?
the band. NCL's considered like
the
royal.
band?
Yeah, well, I call them bands. Like
Oh,
this
I
is-
thought you
yeah,
meant to
no.
say brand. I was
No,
just gonna make
so
that.
there's like the mainline brands, like the mainstreams, like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, right? That's the
But
mainstream.
what about Holland?
Holland is part of the premium. We've never
Oh,
been
they
on.
are?
We've
No,
never
we
been
have
on
never been on.
Holland, but we've been on Princess.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was. I thought that was.
Yeah, so Princess is
Same.
one level up.
Are they the ones that had the medallion?
Yes.
That was cool. I like technology.
Yeah, you like technology. So, but the ships were a lot more older and kind of goldy color
Kinda crowded.
And kind of crowded. They usually have more people on it. I noticed that. This ship has a lot less crowd feel than Princess did. And the ship's layout I thought was nicer too. But again, Princess is finally getting a new ship out.
Are they?
But it's again, they went big. It's instead of like how Celebrity went with their Edge class ships of around 3,200 people. the new Princess Sphere class ships are 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So that's a good chunk of change more, right? That's 20% more people on the ship, 25% more people on the ship. And, I understand, you scale up more people, you can get more profit per ship, but I like the way, you just always never feel overcrowded on the ship.
You know how a planning department in a city will go to an intersection and count cars to determine if they...
Click, click, click,
yeah,
click, click.
They need to have some kind of feature on ships to determine the flow of humanity, so it will never group up in one area.
I think Royal Caribbean actually does a pretty good job even on those giant ships. It's just, even though there's 6,000 people, I think they do a good job in splitting them out, but there's certain points in time that you're going to get a bottleneck, right?
Well, usually it's the pool area is a nightmare, even just walking through.
Yeah, and
this one wasn't.
The pool is still always,
and there were a lot of choices.
Yeah, you got a lot of places to go to.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good first cruise on this type of ship, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And we're excited
the crew.
about it. Yeah.
And they said there were 57 countries represented in the crew.
Which is pretty cool.
So the most unique was what?
Mauritius.
Mauritius. And they speak French there, we learned.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
One of the awesome waiters at
Murano.
Murano is, like a trained butler, and he's from there.
He's sort of, I know it kind of was interesting. I think he's like a maitre d' in training.
Right.
Because he was our waiter on our dinner, but he would also always shadow the maitre d'.
Yeah.
Especially
he's
during
definitely his favorite.
Especially during lunch. I mean, I think they definitely are trying to bring him up to the next level.
But they are also, he said they are trained for I believe the genies, upstairs.
Yeah, they call them butlers for the
So they
suites,
probably that would be another position they can hold if.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or going up to any of Luminae. Luminae is their special restaurant for the suites and stuff like that. So he might eventually move up to the Luminae, Luminae maitre d' or stuff like that. But he's definitely being trained to go up to the next steps. You can tell that right just from that away. But I think overall we're excited about kind of going on January 7th now to see the new Edge class ship, the Ascent.
Except that it's on the other coast.
It's a flight. I know you don't like long plane flights, but I did break the plane flight into two stops for you.
Always looking for that first class upgrade.
You want a first?
Choked on it. First class.
I know.
The problem is that you think we both have to have it, or neither of us have it, but absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It's not absence.
I'd be up
it's
there.
Jealousy.
You'd be back there. Yeah, I know.
I'll be ticked that you're being
Remember that time when Uncle Mo canceled, so we had to we didn't cancel the flight, but you went up and told them this person won't be here, and they upgraded you to first class?
Yeah, that was funny.
Just you?
That was weird. I didn't ask for it.
Well, just because credit card's in your name.
Yeah, but
anyway. So, what else?
I think that's about it. I think it was a good cruise.
And and also another thing about the room steward, they do come twice a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even though it's not the full cleaning the second time, it's more of a turn down service. It's just a turn down service.
If you need cleaning twice a day, then you need to learn some manners. I even apologize for how messy we left the room Halloween night.
Yeah, he came twice. He was very, very. What did you think about the room overall? The size of the room?
It's good. I like
the
it.
one thing I just noticed though was the closet seemed a little bit smaller.
Well, it doesn't have a shelf, but then above the bed it has those
big
old shelves.
Yeah, exactly. You had those.
And
two
we had
big
a
shelves.
lot more drawers, and there's also some cabinet space that you didn't even use in the bathroom.
Oh, see, I lost space, huh?
Yeah, we were able to shove stuff everywhere.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was. We were able to organize ourselves and get pretty.
And the bed wasn't too hard. I didn't need a.
No, their beds are
fluffy.
Their beds are much better than Royal Caribbean.
No, we didn't fall in a gap.
No gap falling. We didn't need a topper or anything.
I liked that it was next to the door, so I could just reach over and not the door.
the balcony.
The balcony.
Some
So I could
people,
just-
some people like their
So I
bed
could reach
closer
over
to
and
the.
fling it open and see if it's daylight out and look at the water laying in bed. It was nice.
Some people do like the the bed closer to the bathroom versus the balcony.
Yeah, and then you just ask for
You just
that
ask,
other
well,
door.
yeah, you just ask your travel agent, where you want, let them know what they want, and they'll get you the right room.
Yeah.
But we like the bed by the balcony, and it just.
I like that, yeah.
I know that's your arrangement that
Yeah.
you like, so that's why I made sure when I got this room
Yeah.
that it was by
Well,
the
and
balcony for you.
Don't forget what the room steward did that nobody's ever done before.
Oh, he
the
gapped
cable.
down the cable. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is an older ship, right? And so the only place where you can plug in for like our CPAP, right, is over by the desk, right? And so this extension cord will drape across the
Down
floor,
the desk,
down
across
to
the floor,
So he,
under the bed.
so the first night, we just plugged it in.
Yeah,
and he
taped
saw
it
that
down.
he taped it down with
Which is
gaffing
cool.
tape for us, and that was perfect for the whole
Yeah.
cruise. It was just sat like that, and it was no longer a trip
Yeah, that
hazard
was
or
great.
have to unplug type
Yeah.
of situation, and it worked out really well for us.
But I like the closet just because it's very tall.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Because
long.
you don't have that storage up top, so you can hang long stuff.
Yeah, you have a lot of long
like
hanging
it, yeah.
stuff. It does help for the ladies, that's for sure.
Yep. No, I felt the room was much more spacious, even though it may not have been.
Right. Yeah, it was perfect.
And
I
we're
think-
big people.
Yeah. And the
We
balcony.
take up a lot of square footage.
We didn't spend a lot of time in our balcony, but I know.
It was hot.
But I thought the balcony was a nice sized
It
balcony.
was.
too.
It had a recline, the
Yeah, they had
whatever
the-
with
yeah.
the footrest thing.
Yeah, it was a good sized balcony,
Yeah.
and
But yeah, it was too hot for us. We'll open it probably today because we're further north.
yeah, it's
It was Africa hot in Mexico.
yeah, it wasn't Africa hot. It wasn't like 100 degrees. It was like 89.
If the wind wasn't blowing like on the balcony, it was frying.
Yeah, but it was nice. We got a little extended summer.
It was really nice, yeah.
Now we're heading back to maybe snow.
No. 40s.
Hey, it snowed one day
50s.
before we left. Remember,
Yeah,
you told
but
me.
I know.
But anyway, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the cruise.
Me too.
I'm glad it was a really good experience for the first time
yeah.
on this type of ship.
Well, and I tell you what, in the store on 5 that sells the makeup and the perfume, there's a Daniela there. Tell her the Benetti said hi. She was awesome. She's from Peru.
She treated you really
Very
well.
awesome, yeah. So we did the full face makeup for we did it for Halloween, Day of the Dead look. Never again. I ended up lipstick on the eyes, and it bled for days, right? Just out of this, and it ruined under the eyes. We'll look like 100 for a couple
I
of
think
months.
we looked good though. A lot of people wanted
The
to take our
costume
pictures.
looked good, but afterwards now I've got bags where I never had bags before. They may, if I was flying on the airline, they might charge me extra. It's bad.
2 extra bags.
Yep, really bad.
But-
Anyway, no, it was all good, and I liked the concierge did have its little
Oh,
perks.
one other quick thing when I wanted
Evian
to
water
yeah,
too.
Yeah, the Evian water was really. Well, that was from our premium drink package.
Oh, the glass,
Yeah,
but that was
yeah,
nice.
The
Oh,
premium drink package gave us that, and we got a really good deal
What was
on
the
that.
one thing you're talking about?
This is
keep
this is our very first cruise that was more than 7 nights long.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect. You like that extra
Yeah,
day.
because
that
that one
8 day.
usually that one day at sea, you're like, there's no time to wind down because you got to pack. Whereas we just bum around. It was nice, so you don't have to dread. Oh, tomorrow's the last day. Nope.
It just seems
Tomorrow's
like
another sea day.
yeah, it
was
just
good.
kind of seemed like we don't have to get off today.
Yeah, it was nice. I had to keep checking. What day is this?
Yeah, it's like matter of fact, I think one person in the Facebook group says, "What day do we
Yeah,
get off?"
there you go.
'Cause
Saturday,
everybody's
Sunday.
so used to a 7-night
We're
cruise.
like, well, you get up on Saturday, but it's not recommended.
Yeah, you're gonna have a long swim.
Yeah.
so,
That was really nice.
yeah, I wanted to get your thought about that 8-day because we do have another 8-day coming up in September, and that one we go to 3 islands we've never been to:
Oh, yeah.
Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Cool ones.
I could have sworn we've been to Aruba.
No, we've never been to Aruba. It's all the way down south, near South America.
Yeah, but doesn't Aruba have another name?
Nope.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I'll look it. Oh,
You'll have to look it up. You're gonna fact check me.
yep.
She's gonna fact check me, but
Oh,
so
I
I'm
looked
gonna-
up the scallop thing too.
I'm gonna let her fact check me, and we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to always seek the seas. Bye now.
So there you go, folks. That's my wife, Cheryl, and myself's thoughts about our first experience on a Celebrity Solstice class ship. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It does help that YouTube algorithm. And if you have not become a member of this Cruise Seekers community and you made it through this long video, thank you so much for doing it. And why not subscribe at this time and turn that notification bell on? Thank you so much for doing that. So until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.